Hi, this is Seth Anderson. I want to tell you the story of Loki. Loki outerwear, LokiGear.com. In 1990, my brother, Dirk Anderson, took me up Mount Sneffels near Ouray, Colorado. And it was September, and the weather changed all day, and we got on top, and there was a blizzard that blew in. So the whole day we were climbing. We were stripping our clothes slowly and stopping all the way up. We got on top and a blizzard hit. And we said, man, it'd be better to have clothing that would change with the weather so we wouldn't have to stop as much. And we vowed to climb all the 14ers together that day in 1990. And that night, my brother and I, and the whole way down the hike and the drive home, my brother and I talked about how to make clothing change with the weather. And we started with the idea for a hat. And we started with the concept of being able to take a hat and make it change. It took us 7 years, from 1990 to 1997, until we came up with this design of what we called the Loki hat. And we started Loki as a hobby, and we came up with the name Loki from change. So we said, what would change at all? Chameleons, metamorph, chrysalis, but Loki fit because Loki's the shapeshifter of Viking mythology, and my brother and I are Anderson, so we're kind of Vikings. And we then said, well, man, if we made Loki clothing, we could try to make it low key and be kind of look normal. And we made our first logo that night. And same night we designed or came up with the concept, we made a logo that was an L and a key. And we even still use that sometime. And that's our design ethos, is we try to make things low key, look normal, but be low key and tricky and change their shape. So in 1997, we came up with this hat design. It's a hat that you can open the top, you can vent, you can make it into a headband, and we have different weights. But the really cool part is you can cover your face and cover all of you. It wears with helmets, you can adjust it, and you can wear it like a neck gaiter. So we took this idea and got a patent on it fairly quickly in 1997 and started Loki. So 7 years as a hobby, making various different types of hats mostly, and some clothing. And then 97 we started Loki, and Jess Rigg started it with me, and Dirk and I kept designing. That same year we started, my brother and I were climbing a 14er in the winter, and it was 7 below, and my brother dropped his glove, and he said, you know what, Seth? Instead of taking your gloves off and having to have them under your arm or here, what about if you could stick your hand out of the front of your mitts in this case? You're having them warmed by your wrist, which is always warmer than your fingertips. When you need them covering again, you can cover them once and twice. These are our access mitts. They are super warm and give you great function and keep your gloves on. But we took that idea very quickly and said, what if instead of just having a thumb hole, which our clothing did at the time, simple fleece garments made by ex-Marmot sewers, Dolores and Lourdes, here in Grand Junction, what if you could cover your hands entirely? So, and we came up with this little flip idea. Instead of zipping or cinching, we came up with the flip over here. And our newer designs of our mitts, some of them you can get your thumb and fingers out. Some of them we're even getting rid of this flip because your fingers are covered here. And you don't really need to flip that over. Your hands are covered. And if you do that right, you can get your hands out quickly and back in quickly if you don't need to flip this over and be stuck in there. So we took that idea and started showing people, and people are like, man, you guys should be freaking billionaires because you're keeping people's hands warm along with the clothing they're wearing. But didn't happen, hasn't yet, but who knows. Now, we also decided to make hoods on a lot of our garments because it's better to have than have not when it's colder. Our hoods, though, we fairly quickly figured out and got a patent on this design that can cover your face, and it makes a hood track with you. It covers your face when you need it to, but it's only half of a neck gaiter. Similar designs are a full mask or a full neck tube, like a turtleneck built in. We like to think these are better. You can cover your face or not, and we started doing the clothing in 2002 that can cover your hands and face. Now this is our tech hoodie. We have various iterations of this. It takes it a step further with our clothing. You can carry a lot of gear. You shouldn't need to carry your hats, gloves, and neck gaiters, but you can carry these straps that hide in this side pocket that let you turn this tech hoodie and some of our other garments carry the straps in the back pocket. But you can take this and more of our gear, like this tech hoodie, from our stretch jackets to our glacier parkas to coming soon our Alpine and Meta jackets, they'll turn into their own backpack, and they have an outside pocket. So you turn that inside out and you can get in and out of this outside pocket, which is a great design. You can get in and out of the main pocket and zip it up. These you can tighten, clip to you or your luggage. They make a great pillow when you travel. You can put them on the seat behind you. You can make them a seat on a cold rock or a stadium. And if you need your jacket again or your hoodie, which has room for other stuff, just take everything out that you might have had in there and turn this back inside out into its own jacket that can keep you warm. Now we like to wear layers, and a lot of people just like simple one-piece jackets. So our main thing is we do like our mountain jackets, our bestseller. They're great, and they are wind and waterproof and have a nice fuzzy lining. I like to layer, so we take our we have various shells, storm shells, and the heavier duty ones we have coming in soon are our Alpine Shells, but they can cover your hands and face just like our other gear, but they can also vent like so. And if you get hot in these, I like to show these shells. A lot of our shells we like to make that they can basically convert into a vest and let your core vent or core be covered and let your arms vent. Can make a nice difference when you're moving, when you want to cool off. And even if you're hiking, you can vent almost as much as if you weren't wearing a jacket and not have to stop and take it off. So that's kind of the overview of the Loki product. But back to my brother Dirk and I and the company. We officially started as a hobby in 1990, but officially as a company, Loki LLC, in 1997. And gradually improved our product over time. We try to do better gear all along, but fast forward to 2019, my brother Dirk had a motorcycle accident, went off a cliff in the backcountry, and he passed away. It's a sad day for a lot of folks, especially in this community. He was a great guy. But he was a big part of our story, and I'm proud of my brother and I and what we've done. And I think it's worthwhile to tell people that what we did, why we tried to make Loki, make it low-key, but mostly make it do more for people, and make people like my brother and I, who easily and often would forget our gloves. We'd forget, who wants to carry a neck gaiter in your pockets and whatnot. But we like to think somewhat like your iPhone or Swiss Army knife, all kinds of things that lets people be able to do more and lose less and buy less stuff, but make people ready for changing weather and for colder weather. And going forward, we're even making more like our shadow shirts that actually can protect you from sun, and you're more willing to wear them all year long and be ready for even hotter weather. But our whole goal really is to be low key. We're just regular people. We want you to look good, but we want to help people in their daily life do better and be ready for changing weather, from your little kids from 2-year-old up to your 80, 90-year-old grandparents that have colder hands. We want everybody to be ready, not just for serious mountain climbers, but we still want to do that stuff. We still want to ski and snowboard and telemark and mountain bike and be active. But our gear lets you do that in different changing weather. If it's colder, you're still ready for it. If it's warmer, you can get it off of you. Try to make our gear really be low key, fit in, look good, but also be low key, ready to change, ready to face the weather, ready to make you ready, and be able to do almost anything anywhere in the world. That's our goal. We'll keep trying at it. And we're facing our 25th year anniversary here. It'll be about January 17, if I'm not wrong, of 2022. We're hoping we can celebrate that, and just mostly out of gratitude and thankfulness for success we've had, the challenges that we had to date, and mostly we owe everything to a lot of people, but mostly our customers. And there's been quite a few people, maybe 100, 200 people that have been part of Loki, that have worked at Loki. Again, Jess Rigg, Richard Houghton helped us a lot. Dolores Dean and Lords Borglum, who were with Marmot Sewing and still quietly do custom needle crafters, help us with repairs. Don Chua, Rob Byrne, Kenneth Kwan, who are helping us go forward and sell more places in the world. But we've got a lot to be grateful for, and we like to tell our story. We'll keep telling it. I think it's a great story. It's really my brother and I trying to help each other, and then ultimately help other people make their lives better and deal with weather with less stuff, and look good doing it. That's our goal, to be low key and low key at the same time. So enough rambling. Thanks so much. Keep following lowkeygear.com. We have our web address. We have a few, lokigear.com, lokiusa.com, and now recently Low Key Gear. If you can't remember the foreign language LOKI, Loki shapeshifter guy, we're also low key. Thanks again. Keep up with us, and we'll try to make things better for everybody and do more and be more versatile. We get a lot of requests for old stuff that we used to make. We try to make things better, and that's our goal. Thanks a bunch.